years. And like, I think they were pretty close to calling that fight off. They were very like, soon as, you know, I'm not really big on Robert Byrd, but soon as the Robert Byrd started to get on, as soon as Terence Crawford got on top of him, yeah, that sort of they like to call the fight off. But that was a close fight at times. Crawford was up in the fight, don't get me wrong, but that was a massive step. And shout out to Terence Crawford. I actually spoke to his trainer probably about 6-7 months ago, and Bomac actually says the highlight of their career, Carlos, was beating Jeff Horn. That was like when they got that world title. That's where they had it at that level. So I don't think Jeff realizes. The funny thing with goofy ass Jeff is, and I can tell you that to him, is I don't think he realizes what he achieved in the sport.
True.
I think he does, and oh yeah, I did all right, and no, you did it. You did incredible for where you come from.
True that. I was gonna bring up what's your predictions on these fights that are coming up in the summer?
Yeah.
You know, you got you know, first off, you got Mario Barrios versus you know, Tank. This is gonna be later on, you know, in June. Who do you got?
Great fight. This is a great fight. I'm like Leonard Allaby on this one. This is no easy fight. This is Gervonta stepping up in weight, 140 pounds against Barrios, is undefeated. Barrios fights at that weight. Barrios is tough on both sides of his body. His transition, he can hit you. This is a tough fight. However, the tougher the fight gets for Gervonta, he likes it that way. You saw with Pedraza, when it got really sluggish on the inside, he knuckled up, buckled up, and got him out of there. Leo Santa Cruz, I don't really go too much off the Leo Santa Cruz fight. It was a great fight. It was very even in a couple of rounds, but I thought Leo was a little bit too small. So my breakdown on that is I think Gervonta will win the fight. I just don't know if he's going to win it by knockout or go points decision. But I have Gervonta winning the fight just on pure skill and ability. And just the way he moves in the ring. And his boxing, Tank is very underrated with his boxing IQ. His boxing is very on point. And, but, mate, what an incredible fight in Atlanta. You know what I mean? What a great show presented by Mayweather Promotions, June 26th. Obviously, Erickson Lubin versus Rosario on the undercard. And Julian Williams fighting as well. So you got, mate, that is going to be a cracker of a show in Atlanta. And don't worry, Fight Hype will be there to cover it.
So hyped for that. And then you got you know, Tyson Fury going against you know, Wilder Part 3. How do you feel about that fight?
Wow. How do you feel about it, Carlos?
I think I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm a big fan of the, you know, the Gypsy King.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of respect for him, and you know, in the UK and, you know,
yeah,
the UK crowd, and I've grown to watch more of the UK fighters, you know, as of you know, Conor Benn and
good fighter.
Yeah, Conor Benn, Campbell Hatton.
Yeah.
There's so many great fighters coming out of the UK that I think a lot of people on, and I can't wait for them to, you know, showcase their talent in the States and you know, show everyone what I'm seeing with my eyes. And Eddie Hearns, you know, he put them on, and they're, as long as they follow, you know, the right ways, the right paths, I think they'll be hell of a boxers and have hell of a careers. And you know, I feel like, you know, the Gypsy King will take that one, and then go on to fight AJ.
Yeah, that'll be a blockbuster fight, that one, for the UK. And I know a lot of the Pacific and the Australasian and Asia crowd really want to see that fight too. But, you know what I mean? My opinion on that is business first and foremost. And, you know, Bob Arum did the right thing. And how you want to slice it or dice it, they have to do this rematch. Obviously, the first fight was a draw. The second fight was very convincing to Tyson Fury. But I think it's going to be a very different fight too. But you know what? I actually can't give a prediction on that. I'll give you one closer to the fight, but it's a hard one, that one, because I take a lot out of the first fight. I think I had Wilder winning the first fight. A lot of people said, no, Fury won. No, I had Wilder winning the first fight.
Really close fight, I feel.
Yeah, really close fight, but I had Wilder winning, and I think the decision with the 10-8 in the last round was defensive. I thought he was a little bit cleaner. However, obviously, Fury was just unbelievable in that second fight. He came forward a lot harder. He was a hell of a lot more aggressive, and he actually looked bigger. He was bigger in the second fight, which was a big advantage to him. Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder, the Mark Breland saga. How does that all play out, Carlos? That's the big $1 million question for this third fight. And how does Deontay Wilder? He's telling everybody online he's looking different. Even I can look different in the gym. How is he going to bring that come fight night? So that's all I got to say about that yet. But I'm a bit of a Deontay fan, and a lot of people think shit. That'd be right, Nunan, going with the Americans. But I like Fury too, but I got a soft spot for Wilder as well.
Yeah, I like what Wilder did and how he was undefeated for so long, and he was a heavy hitter. I never thought he was gonna be beat until he got into that little scuffle with Tyson, and I just feel like Tyson learned a lot from that, and I don't know. I feel like that fight is going to be a hell of a fight, and Vegas is going to love it,
Oh, yeah. Massive for you guys, huh? Allegiant Stadium.
Vegas is going to love it. They're going to have a, first big fight over there in the past, in this whole pandemic. And even though they've had fights, but this is going to be I think the biggest fight that Vegas has to offer in the past almost 2 years.
Oh, shit, yeah. It'd be massive. Vegas has got some great shows coming up this year, and Wilder Fury Wilder, however you want to call it, and then obviously Spence Pacquiao Spence, however you want to call that. So,
how do you feel about that one?
Any fight, I just take my hat off to Manny Pacquiao because he's 42 years of age. I don't think he needs the money. I know some people say that he does. I don't think he does, to be honest. He don't need the money, and he don't need to be hopping in there. He don't need to prove to people, I've just beat the best or one of the best, the WBC welterweight world champion. I just think Manny truly believes in his heart that he's going to be incredible that night, like he was with Thurman, obviously last year, or was it the year before? So, but then again, Spence is my favorite fighter. He really is. Because
good things about Earl Spence. It's so crazy.
Great guy.
He's a hell of a guy, from what I hear, and
yeah, he's a great guy.
How the crowd erupted, him being in Dallas, in his home state, and hometown and everything, and at the Canelo fight, him chilling with the rappers that were there, but just crazy. I'm like, damn, dude, this dude came back from so much. He could have died in that accident.
Oh shit!
And that
he was
such a massive accident, but he showed up. He showed up against against Danny, and I was really amazed on how good he was, and he still was focused, mindset.
Yeah, I still think, Carlos, he wasn't the same fighter that night as he could have been, but I think it was a fight where it was good for him to come back against Danny Garcia that would test him. And really, in the later rounds, Garcia really pressed him hard. And I think that was a really good fight to blow out some cobwebs.
Yep.
Have a bit of a off again, get the body back, rehydrate. Because he can get quite big, Errol, and then he comes back down. But shivers to Betsy, bro. This next June, July, he'll want to have to get his ass fit, which he will, focus. And he throws a lot of punches per round, bro. And that's going to be hard for Pacquiao. Pacquiao's going to have to struggle. Pacquiao knows how to move and get into certain situations in the ring where he can get out of shots. He's a seasoned veteran. He can set you up for shots as well. But Errol Spence, I've always said to people down here, because I've seen him train live and fight, Errol Spence punches through you. It's a different sort of punch. He'll throw a full shot really in close. He's trying to take your whole rib cage out, and he can work your body bad. And he throws high volume, and you can throw 98 punches per round. If he gets off to a quick start against Pacquiao and he's at that level early in the fight, it's a hard night for Pacquiao, you know what I mean? But it's Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? But whether Manny Pacquiao loses or he draws or he wins, I'd like to see Pacquiao get out of there. But we just got to see, because Pacquiao looks better. Like, I was thinking the other day, like, if Pacquiao had been in there with Logan Paul, I reckon Pacquiao would have looked better. I really would have. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way Floyd looked the other night. It looked weird. I just didn't like that. I understand why Floyd did it. You know what I mean? But Floyd's done so much for the sport. He can do whatever he wants. So I tell people, Floyd, you can do whatever you want. But I was just thinking to myself after the fight, I was thinking, geez, where's Floyd? You know what I mean? You're weighing in at 155. You come in the ring at 152. Paul weighs in at 189, 190. Rumors I got told, you know what I mean? Even GT said to me privately, like, that boy come in big. I think he come in like 205, 206.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You weigh 55 pounds, which in Australia is 25 kilos. Like, far out. Like, it just looked bizarre to me.
Yeah. I thought
weird.
Yeah, like, I thought he just looked a little different in this fight, but like, I always like Floyd, you know, and I've always with all his fights over the past, 11 years, I was always nervous on every fight. I knew he was going to win. I was so confident that he was going to win, but I shot everything else out. And in this last fight, I know it was an exhibition. I know I wasn't expecting too much, but I was really excited to see GT in the corner, and just how much, he's been like a big brother to me now, that I was excited for him. I was excited to see Floyd back in the ring as an exhibition, but I was more excited to see GT in the corner and showcase his talent that he has. And it's a hell of a job, man. I feel like, I can't take anything away from both of them. Like, Floyd still put up a hell of a fight. He basically let out Logan Paul, but how Mayweather caught him a little bit and then picked him back up, I felt like he should have just,
what he was doing. I don't know what Floyd was doing. I knew what he was doing, but yeah, I think Pacquiao would have been. How can I explain? I don't think Pacquiao. Well, you just don't know. It's a new world now. Pacquiao might do an exhibition in 2 years when he's 44. I think Pacquiao would have danced around and had some fun, and I think Pacquiao would have just gone. I reckon Pacquiao would have gone killer mode. Floyd didn't really seem like he went killer mode.
Yeah, like he would normally go.
If Floyd was on here now, he'd probably say, "It's an exhibition, man. Come on."
He played it smart, and he got out. He still looked like his face was clean.
He's perfect.
He was, I could only imagine on how he feels, but yet yesterday, he was still running in Miami streets, and
correct.
That dude has a hell of a endurance, I feel. And I hope I'm still like that at 44 years old, bro. Like right now I'm 32 and I got body aches. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how that dude does it. Hell of a guy.
Floyd is just nonstop, bro. He's no drugs, no alcohol. He's high off. He loves his candy and a little bit of Coke here and then, a little bit of fast food, whatever. But he's always moving and grooving, bro. Yeah, it's just a part of him, I think. I mean, I saw that video too, actually. We cut it. And, I was thinking to myself too, like, he's probably still pumped up a little bit after the fight. You know what I mean? 8 rounds, got through it, just wanted to shake it out. He's probably got things going through his mind now, You wouldn't know what he's ever thinking, Floyd. He's always 2 steps ahead of the game. And I just, when we did that, when Fight Hive did the press conference, obviously they ran it, and a lot of people ran it. But I think something told me the other day, the way he spoke about Ben, my boss, and the way he spoke about some other people was, you know what? I think that's the last time. I really do, and I hope it is. I mean, I hope, but it's Floyd.